Welcome to Indy's Real Estate Gurus. I'm Rick Ripma, your hardworking mortgage guy. I've been in the mortgage and real estate business for over 34 years. I've helped over 5,200 folks finance their homes. My team and I believe in custom tailored loans, not the one size fits all approach. We believe there is a right mortgage for you, and we believe we are the team to deliver it.
And I'm Ian Arnold, part of Rick's hardworking mortgage team. I've been in the financial industry for 15 years, helping customers rebuild their credit to get the best interest rates for them. And I have a passion in trying to help you get your mortgage and get you taken care of get your generation wealth taken care of for you and your family.
And for the most up-to-date information on Indy's real estate market or the mortgage market, please go to hardworkingmortgageguys.com. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com, or you can call 317-672-1938. That's 317-672-1938.
All right. And we had a really special guest today with us, Rick. And I will probably mispronounce this name several times today, but she will correct me and she'll tell us how to actually say it. But it is Beenu, right?
Yes, it's Beenu Sikand. Yes.
You did. You mispronounced
Hey,
it.
I told you I would.
No, you did fine. You did fine.
So, so tell us a little bit. How did you actually get into real estate?
Um, okay. So I came here in 92 after marriage. Never worked in my life in India, but always wanted to have a business. So came here, did some insurance on the side, and then did my MBA. Had three little kids. Life circumstances changed, and I thought, should I go back? Should I go and work in a corporate world, or should I do something else because the kids were very little? And one of my friends, they said, how about becoming a realtor? We don't have any good Indian realtor here. So I thought, so I can spend time with the kids. I don't have to send the kids to daycare. Let me try that. If that doesn't work, I have an MBA. I can go and work somewhere else. So started in the business, loved that I was around the kids. They were going to school in front of me, coming back, I was home. But first year I just did, I believe, 3 homes. Second year, just 6 homes. Somehow survived those 2 years. And the third year I did in hundreds. I think it was around 200 homes.
Awesome.
Wow.
So yeah, that's how I came in real estate and never looked back. It's been 20 years now.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, people who are listening, if you don't understand, 200 homes is a very, 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 very large production.
Yes.
That's huge.
I was in IBJ. I think I was the top 1 or 2 in all the 3 states with Century 21. Um, yeah, that was just an amazing.
Well, congratulations.
amazing
That's awesome.
time.
So what did you do to get going? I know a lot of people say call your friends and family, but what did you do?
So when I came here, I had a base of family and friends here. And I was involved in Indian organizations, used to sponsor their events. People knew me, but I think my MBA worked for me. So I always do different kind of marketing than anybody else. That sets me apart. So 2 years in the business, one day, somebody prospect called me and said, "Hey, I'm a truck driver. Somebody gave me your number, and can you show me some houses?" So I took him to Plainfield, showed some houses. He loved it because at that time I think Lennar was selling homes for 250, big nice homes, 250, 300,000. So he ended up buying one, and I was just so surprised. And I asked him, I said, why would you buy over here? You're coming from California. And he said, well, I wasn't able to buy a home over there for so many years. My kids don't go to good schools. There's drug problems and things like that. And I just love it what I just got over here. And I'm like, huh. And then I said, but well, how did you choose Indiana? And he's the one who gave me an idea. And he said, oh, because it's a crossroads of America. And I'm like, huh? And he said, every time I go to Florida or anywhere, I have to pass through Indianapolis. And now I can park my truck here in the middle at my house, spend a night there, get refreshed, and then go to Florida instead of going 3 days out from California. And I'm like, wow. So he gave me the idea, and I started marketing Indianapolis in different states through newspapers. I think I used to have a radio ad, TV ad also. And all of a sudden, just bulk and bulk of truck drivers started moving towards Indianapolis. And they are the ones who made me. They did it.
Yeah. Brilliant idea, though.
Yes.
It makes sense. That's why our state motto is
Yeah.
Crossroads of America.
I know.
So that's what I started saying. No pollution, good school system, affordable housing, and Crossroads of America. And it just happened.
Well, it's amazing if you think about it, because how many people have heard Crossroads of America? All of us who live here, we hear that, right?
We see
Every
that sign.
every other agent's
We see
heard
that
that,
sign.
right? We've heard it. Nobody else ever thought of that.
No.
That's
Can you
brilliant.
believe it? No, I think God was with me.
Yeah,
There
that's
was
brilliant.
some power with me. So yeah. So yeah, that they did it. They did it. So then yeah. So I think all these truck drivers, when they drive, they talk on phone all the time because they're driving. So this one guy told 10 other of his family members, then 10 other to other. So I used to get just unknown calls saying, our uncle said go and buy there, and this is the girl, just go and buy. And that's how all the business came.
Fantastic.
That means that you are very good with people. And the reason I say that is nobody's going to refer you if they didn't think you did a great job.
Yes.
And that speaks bold that they keep referring you. And the whole, now I bet you if I walked to any trucker, I'm like, do you know Beenu? And they'd be like, yes, I do.
And the old ones everybody knew. So yeah, now so many more are coming on everyday basis. But yes, I am a people's person, so I can connect with them. And I speak their language also. I can speak 4 different languages. So,
Did you just say 4 languages?
Yes, I do.
I speak 2, and the other one's going out. But
Which one is the other
I
one?
took Japanese, and I spoke Japanese for a while, but then I haven't used it very much, so it's gone down quite a bit.
Impressive. So mine is Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, and of course English. So I'm fluent in all those 4 languages. So yeah.
You got my props because I barely got English down, so
Yeah, we're not fluent in any of it. So, we do our best, but sometimes we get tongue-tied and can't speak. But I know, because I have a family member from India, that I guess there's it's very tight groups that I mean, in the languages in India, they're very close to each other, right? I mean, like you could have this area speaks one of them, this area speaks, and they told me the whole history of why that happened, but that has to help. But it also means, I think, if you can speak 4 languages and keep them straight, you have to have a super intelligence too. You have to be pretty smart.
I think I am.
Wow, Rick, I thought you were going the other way with this. I was like, this conversation is going to take a turn.
I told you I tell us she was smart.
Yes, in India, I think every state has its own language. So when I left India, it was 24 states. Now I think it's 30 or 32 states. But in India, I didn't know that like my state language is Punjabi, mother tongue is Hindi. So I used to speak whatever Punjabi we learned at home, right? But after coming to Indianapolis, after all these Sikhs who are coming here, now I've understood that every region of that state, every region of their state has a different accent to their language or little bit different words. It's kind of neat that I didn't learn all that in India, but in Indiana, I'm learning all that. There's so many Sikhs over here from different areas. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So I grew up in the South, and so sometimes my accent comes out, and I get it from my kids. Earlier, we were talking about, I can't remember what word it was, but they're like, "That's not how you pronunciate that." And I'm like, "No, that's exactly the way you do it." I go, "You got to remember, I grew up somewhere different, so it is interesting. Even here, we get it. I don't think it's as bad or it's different, but it's interesting."
Yeah.
So, what do you think your biggest hurdle when you first started was?
Biggest hurdle. My biggest hurdle Well, let's talk about the positive first. So when I started, I just walked into one office, Century 21 office, and I told the broker I've never worked in my life, but believe in me, I think I can do it and I can bring something different to your office. It was a small office in Broad Ripple. And the broker, he really put faith in me. And then the agency became a 10th most producing agency within 3 years.
Wow.
With Century 21, small office, Century 21 diversified, Tony Rogers. So
Oh, what a great guy.
Very good guy.
He was a great guy.
Very good broker, yes. So he was my first mentor, very good broker. So that's the positive. Hurdle will be I went through some life changes at that time and had to take care of 3 kids and all of a sudden bombarded with all this business. So balancing the family life, and I used to work like 12 to 13 hours a day because showing all these homes, coming home, taking care of the files and all that. So I think that was the biggest hurdle. But rest, everything was fine. I think powers were with me. So
Yeah. Oh, taking care of 3 kids. Rick knows all about that. I only had 2, so and that's still a handful, but that's a lot to handle at once.
they were good kids, but still, kids are kids. You have to send them to school, extracurricular activities, spend time with them, tuck them in bed, all that, and plus do all the business. So
Yep.
Yeah, that's amazing that you could do that much and without a team.
Without a team at that time. Whatever Century 21 diversified, they gave, we took it. But at that time there was no navigation, there was no CRM, there was no cell phone, there was nothing. I don't know how I did it. But we did it somehow.
So, I know that you said he was your mentor and everything. Did you have any other mentors when you got into the process and everything?
So I think Tony Rogers had that open office policy. He was always there. So I will say when you start as an independent agent, you have to learn on your own. I mean, the team is there, everything is there, but he was there. And then I changed to another office in Greenwood after 9 or 10 years. Same thing, the broker did the same thing. He was a mentor, open office policy. You can just go in and ask the question. And rest, I think we learned on our own. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony was a very great guy, and he really he had a lot of skills.
Yes.
But he was such a easygoing, down to earth person that
Very
it was
humble,
yes,
down to earth.
yes.
Yeah.
So he was really easy to be with.
Yes.
It was shocking when he passed.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I worked with him quite a bit. He was just he was a good guy. I really liked him. And so, what is your team? I know you didn't have a team back. Oh, we should probably talk about get her.
Yeah.
What's the best way for somebody to contact you?
Well, so my cell phone is always on. It's 317-670-1055, or my email beenu.sikand@gmail.com.
You might want to spell that one.
BEENU.SIKAND@gmail.com, or they can go on my website legacyhomesinternational.com.
Perfect. And to get a hold of Ian or I, it's hardworkingmortgageguys.com. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com. You can have Ian or I. You can get all our contact information from there, or you can call 317-672-1938. That's 317-672-1938. And thanks for listening to Indy's Real Estate Gurus. The gurus we interview share valuable insights. They reveal their strengths, personalities, and how they'll work for you. While we hardworking mortgage guys secure your best mortgage, real estate gurus work hard too. They avoid problems the amateurs don't see. They listen, they find unrealized opportunities. If you're buying or selling a home, a real estate guru is a valuable asset. If you're even thinking of buying or selling a home, keep listening and definitely call one of Indy's real estate gurus.
All right. So thank you for, the knowledge you're giving us is incredible. So if somebody was, let me try to give this out the right way, is what process do you have going? Like if somebody were to call you and say, hey, look, I'm looking at possibly buying a home, what processes do you have set in place?
So I have a kind of team. I have a very good transaction coordinator. So I take care of the sales part of it, and then the transaction coordinator comes in, and she just she's very good in follow-ups, sending emails on everyday basis from start to end. So she's part of that. And then they can call me anytime and I guide them throughout the process, coordinate the whole, inspectors, appraisers, contractors. So coordinate the whole thing and take the transaction to the closing.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to take a second and step away from the real estate part. Let's have a little fun, a little bit different type of fun. So if I had to take your phone away from you and told you could not work for a day, what would you catch yourself going out and doing?
So I like doing. I'm a garden person. Lots of gardening or cooking, or if I get a chance, I travel a lot. So if I get 2-3 days off, I'll try to take one of the kids and travel.
So when you mean gardening, are you growing vegetables? Or are you growing flowers, or both, or both? What?
So I have a little koi pond in the back. Every summer I wait, May, June, July, August. I'm in my vegetable garden. I mean, we don't get much, but whatever. It's just I love doing that. I look forward towards summer, but lots of flowers. Yes, lots of flowers all around the house.
That's awesome. Yes. We try to do vegetables, but animals keep eating them. So
I know, but they come and they eat everything. That's what I'm saying. We don't get that much, but it's just that feeling that you're doing something.
Yeah, I like it because my kids do it, and my kids are 8 and 6 now. So it's kind of nice that they see it from the seed and they watch it grow. And like the other last year, actually, the only thing survived were carrots. So they had a few carrots. So
because they were underneath.
Yep.
I thought the rabbits loved carrots. Didn't the rabbits get the carrots? What do you do?
I don't know.
Keep the rabbits.
I don't know how they did. I don't know how they did to find it, but hey, if we get one to survive, then we're doing good. Yeah. So,
well, I think it's a never-ending battle with thing. I'm not a gardener. My wife is, but my brother's huge gardener, and he's in Cleveland, and he's done everything. He has deer.
Oh.
And so, I mean, he's put the orange fence around, covered it up. It doesn't matter. They get in.
Yeah, I have heard the same thing in Michigan.
Yeah.
You cannot do anything. Deers will come and eat anything.
Yeah.
But poor animals, they have to eat something.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Maybe if you built a building around it, then maybe you could keep them out. But I don't know how else you'd do it. I know he does. He has problems with that. So where would you travel? It sounds like you love to travel. So where do you go?
I've been everywhere, and I have the whole world in my bucket list. So I go everywhere. Well, so India, I used to go every 2 years. I used to go back to see my family. But Central America, South America, Mexico, Europe, I just love it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that makes for a very interesting person. And this is coming from somebody who doesn't travel. Now, my kids all travel, but my wife doesn't like to travel, so we don't travel. But I do. I mean, it's interesting to talk to somebody like you because you can talk about so much and you've seen so much of the world that's just, I think that's phenomenal. And you take your kids.
Yes. So my kids are part of me everywhere. And they are like me. They're foodies. They love history, culture. So wherever you go, it's just an eye-opener. You learn so much, and wherever we go, we just go to wherever the authentic food is, wherever they live, and just enjoy that part of it.
Yeah.
All right. So now we'll get into the question of the week. And the question of the week is sponsored by, Rick and I, the hardworking mortgage guys, where we feel that communication is key. Nobody wants to be left out in the dark. So we want to make sure we have constant communication with you and your realtor. Contact us today at hardworkingmortgageguys.com. So now I'm actually curious on this one. What was your first car?
Okay, so the first car when I came here in 92, so one family uncle, so he gave me his old car, and I don't even remember which car was that, but that was so nice of him, free. So he said, Beenu will get it. So I think I drove that for 6-7 months, and then I got my 1993 Hyundai Excel. In 93 I got. So new little red cute car. So I have good memories because my son was little, so I used to just go everywhere, grocery shopping here, there with my son. So I had good memories of that car.
Did you have a car in India?
No.
Okay, so, I was kind of curious if you. I figured you'd made something about like, what car is that?
No, so I was very young when I got married, came here. So over there at that time, red Maruti was a big thing. And when I came here, my red Hyundai Elantra
Oh.
XL looked just like that car, and I used to say, "Oh, I love it. It looks like red Maruti."
So what was the color of your first car? You don't remember what it was,
That
but
was black.
I figured you'd remember
Yeah.
the color.
Yeah,
that
I
was-
don't remember. Yeah, it was so sweet of him. I think it was Chrysler. So he was a professor in Ohio. So the car was Chrysler, but I don't remember what
That was
the name.
very nice to give you a car.
Yeah.
Because you really need a car to get around.
Yes.
Yeah. That makes a big difference. So you had talked about marketing. What kind of marketing do you do now for your business?
So my MBA, my main focus was marketing. So I'm very good in that. I am big on social media. I have 10,500 followers on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. They call me TikTok queen.
Are you one of the ones that are dancing out there?
I don't dance, but yeah, I bring unknown buyers who just come here and buy from all the states, and then I get lots of calls from Canada also. How can I buy here? So I said I have to do some research for the loans and everything, but so many Canadians they want to buy here or invest over here. Um, so yeah, so I think social media is my big thing. When I started in the business at that time, I used to sponsor any and every Indian or Pakistani event. Anybody, if they came to me, I will give them the money. And my one thing was throughout 20 years, I never stopped doing marketing. I have seen recession, I've seen boom, another boom, I've seen COVID, but I never stopped doing that. And I think that was a big thing for me. But that's a big thing. You never stop. Your face should always be out there. And then when the time comes, people will remember you.
Right. Yes, the basics of marketing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason why when accountants put the total in, it goes under expense because you never know when advertising is going to work.
Yes.
You just know it's going to work.
It is.
That's
And
it.
I believe in that. I do believe in that. Yeah.
But so what do you do now? I know you do that marketing and everything. Do you do anything differently now that you're up and going?
So now the sponsorships are not that much. I don't have to do the booths and those things because I'm very big on social media. And so right now, I think TikTok is my big thing. Facebook, everybody's there. I think I have like 6,000 people on Facebook. But majority of my people are coming from TikTok right now.
And what do you put up? What on TikTok? What kind of thing do you see working for you?
Um, so I so every morning I sit down and I see the inventory in the market, and then I pick 4 or 5 of those, and I just mean so it's like I know the market is slow, but still the inventory is going very fast. So every morning I go through that and I just do everything on my phone, pick those 5, post those, and everywhere I just post those. People will call me, prospects will call me, ask me questions. So so you're busy or doing all that, and then you end up selling one of those.
Yeah. So you post houses. That's
Post
kind of your thing.
houses, post houses.
You don't dance, so you aren't dancing.
I don't dance. I don't
any of
sing.
that. Yeah.
I just post houses. The latest inventory. If somebody wants a new inventory in Indiana, they can go on my social media.
I know. I can tell you that people don't want to watch me dance, but they really don't want to hear me sing. That's for sure.
But you're doing well.
Yeah.
You're good in your morning.
I don't dance or sing. I did have a marketing guy. What made me didn't make me, but he put in I had to sing on an ad, and I mean that was everything I could. It took me forever to get that thing done, so it wasn't just completely embarrassing.
Yeah, I would probably fired him right there. No, that's not happening.
Well, there's a good reason for it because you would understand this. When you put yourself out there, people appreciate that, and so he worked. That's what he was trying to do. It's like I mean, I don't know if you could do much more than make me sing. Put me that and dancing. If I had to do both, I don't know if I could do it.
So yeah, it's just a connection. Whatever kind of works
Yes.
for connecting with people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes on my TikTok, I use my own language. So
I wondered
think
about that.
that connects with them. Yeah.
Yes.
And you won't even believe. I just opened another office in Michigan, And so I was building the social media over there, and TikTok sent me my social media picture of my social media of Indiana, sent it to me and say, "Hey, why don't you do what this realtor is doing in Indiana?"
It was yours?
Can you believe it? I sent it to all of my kids, and I'm like, "Oh my god, TikTok thinks I'm doing something good." And they were like, "Mommy, are you sure you didn't pay them?" I said, "No, I didn't pay them." Yeah.
That's great.
So that is great.
Yeah, you must really be doing well.
Good. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
getting 50,000 likes, 70,000 likes on one videos. So I'm like, whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
70,000 likes.
Because I think it goes viral.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's awesome. So are your kids interested in real estate? Or are they thinking about going into it, or any of them in it?
Well, so one is she works for Merck, so there's no way she'll come. Second one is PR. He helps me in marketing. And he says, nope, I'm not a real estate person. And the third one is a salesperson. She was in IT sales. And so I've been begging her, and she's like, no, I'm not ready yet. I want to explore. So I just have a feeling eventually she might acquire my business. So, yeah.
Well, it is amazing how many people that we talk to, real estate agents, that family was in it. They tried to avoid being a real estate agent,
Yeah.
and ended up in it, and ended up not only in it, but they absolutely love it. It is exactly the right career, but they had to go away from it first. So you might end up with all three of them in it, even though
You never know.
You just never know.
And they have part of my personality. I can tell they do, especially my son and my little one, that they can sell. I mean, the little one can sell anything. So
That's the one that gets away with everything. All right. And how would somebody get a hold of you?
Okay, so my phone number is 317-670-1055. And my website is legacyhomesinternational.com.
All right. And Rick, how would somebody get a hold of you or I?
I would suggest they go to hardworkingmortgageguys.com. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com. You can get all of our contact information from there, or you can call 317-672-1938. That's 317-672-1938.
All right. So I got another tough question for you. So what do you think your most memorable deal was?
So my memorable deal was when I sold the first person, and then another client came and they bought it in Greenwood. Very nice person. He just passed away. A very nice client. And then after 2 weeks, he said, "Oh, my nephew wants to buy too." So I went there at the builder's office, and there were 8 people sitting there. So all the nephews and cousins were sitting there, and they bought 8 homes. And I was just so just I don't even know how to tell the. I was like shocked. I was like, I don't even know anything. I'm new in the business. How did you guys? They said our uncle said she's the one. Just go and buy. She will do right with you. And they just sat and they did 8 contracts at CP Morgan in 1 hour. And I came out and I was like, this has to be God. This has to be God.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever hear another story like that.
From Tracy, California. I mean, just different areas of California. I never knew them. They never knew me. They just came and signed the contracts and went away.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Why can't you do that, Rick? Take all your family members in there.
You know what I think it is? You can tell she's very nice.
Oh, yeah.
And caring.
You're not. I understand.
And then you do this. I mean, what do you expect?
Hey.
I think you're nice too. Yeah.
All right. You can go ahead and pay Rick his $5 back. So, let's get into what are you thinking about the future? So, what do you have envisioned in that, let's say, the next 6 months to even 5 years?
So the vision is, I just opened my office in Michigan. Lots of people used to call me and say, "Hey, do you do in Michigan also?" So I ended up opening an office. It took some time. Michigan laws are a little bit strict. So I have to build a team there, and then I think I really want to go towards Florida because in last 2 years, lots of my clients over here they ended up buying there, and now I'm like, why not? Yes, I'm late. I should have done it 2.5 years ago, but why not now?
Better late than never.
Yeah, because they are investing there or they are buying their second homes there, and lots of them are moving there because they can work from home. So
Right.
I think Florida is in the radar now.
Well, that there's a lot of agents. It seems to be a trend that agents are doing that. You're the first one we've talked to that's in Michigan, but what a great area. I have family up there, and it's a wonderful place and great for vacation homes, and I'm sure that's a lot of it.
Tourism, yeah.
Yes.
And Indiana didn't even have that much tourism, and we ended up bringing so many people towards Indiana. So Michigan has lots to offer too.
Yeah, but they're not the crossroads of America.
It's not. So that would be a different time.
It's pure Michigan.
It's pure Michigan. It's pure Michigan.
That's what it is. So what would you say your superpower or superpowers are?
My superpowers, I will say connecting with people. I just connect. I can stand on the street and talk to anybody about anything. So I think that connection brings people towards me, relationship, and then just communicating in their own. I mean, I cannot believe it. I can do it, but whoever comes and sits in my car or go and see a house with me, I just start speaking their language in their tone, in their accent. I just pick it up. So I think that's my power.
I would say that's a big superpower.
Yeah.
So, along with that, so let's say you had a client call you and they're like, "Hey, I want to buy a house in Iowa." Well, you don't sell homes in Iowa. So, how would you go about telling them to search or to find a good agent there? What would they characteristics?
So I'm part of Certified Residential Specialist, which is CRS. Um, so I have that designation. So whenever somebody calls me, that is the place. I just go because I know that's the best person. They have already done their training, they have experience, and they'll take care of my clients or my prospects. So I have sent lots of people towards CRS realtors. Um, yeah.
No. I mean, that's good. Because let's be honest. I mean, if we all have family members, we don't all live in the same state. So if I want to refer somebody, hey, my realtor was awesome. Maybe she knows somebody. All right, now let's go. So I think that's awesome that you have that system to help you out.
It's a good database. CRS is a very good. It's like there's another designation. I think ABBR. So CRS is like that, Certified Residential Specialist. Yeah.
Okay. So if that same person, you say, okay, here's somebody that you should work with. Is there something they should look for in that person, or questions maybe they should ask, so they make sure they're getting somebody, because we don't all resonate with each other, right? There are some people that we work better with than others. So how would somebody make sure they're getting the right agent beyond the fact that you're giving them a top agent?
Right.
So it's just like us. We know that you're a guru and you're a top agent, and anybody on the show is a guru. So beyond that, how else do they tell, right?
So I think in our profession, I think listening is a big, big thing. So he should be a good listener, honest, and then a good communicator, because you need good communications to negotiate the deals between all those parties. So many parties are involved in one transaction. So I think that's what they should look for. Somebody who listens to them, communicate well, and honest also.
Yes.
Yeah. So I like to touch base. I love, and we talked about this a little bit before the show, the difference between different countries and everything. So what do you think is a big difference between Americans buying a home here in America? And I know you're from India. So an Indian person buying a house there.
So, well, when I came here, at that time, it was all cash business in India. So whoever wants to buy a house, they have to have a cash. But now I think everything has changed over there. Also, financing, people are financing the cars, financing the homes, but ultimately they pay off quickly their homes. They don't keep the loans for 30 years or 15 years. I think that's the difference.
So do you, when you have, talk to people over here, is your mental state? Because my mental state is always pay off early. I mean, that's just the way I think. Do you try to talk to people about that too, or do you just say, "Yep, here's the 30-year, let's go," or how do you?
I don't talk to them. I don't have to because
Yeah.
that's their mental. Means most of my clientele is coming from Indian market, and so they know they'll put 20% down, and if they put 3.5% and 5% also, eventually that's in their mind they want to pay off. So that's how they're raised.
Yes. And you see that. I mean, it's not surprising to me at all because when you refinance, if you refinance them or any of that group that you talk to, that they're, I don't know if they're more financially savvy, but they're kept taught to do that, and it's ingrained in them, and so that's what they do. Ultimately, that makes them much more financially secure because there's a lot of security in not owing anything on your home.
So no debts.
Yeah.
So that's. I think it's ingrained in them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, as mortgage people, we don't really push. No, actually.
We take care of you what you want to get taken care of.
I think I get one question a lot. Are you sure this is a no penalty loan? Are you sure? So I'm like, these days most of the loans are no penalty loans because they want to pay off eventually.
So. Yeah, if they're going with a conventional or an FHA or a VA or USDA or any normal, there are no more prepayment penalties, right? But it's never hurts to ask.
Yeah.
It's the non-conforming that were the problem, and not that there aren't still non-conforming, but even a lot of those, it's much more regulated now that person should never get into a loan and not know they have a prepayment penalty.
Right. So that's the question we get a lot. And I think before recession now I don't see non-conforming loans. I don't see those anymore. Means in my market I've not seen that much.
They're not the same as what you and I remember.
Yeah.
Okay. The non-conforming back there was strictly a mostly, not strictly, but mostly very different type of process, higher rates, bad credit scores, that type of thing. Today, the non-conforming they're more lenient on maybe a self-employed borrower, okay? Or there are reasons for it. They're more lenient on the rules, but for that leniency, you pay more, right? Because it's a higher risk. But if somebody wants to get in the house, it can be a life-changing. Like you could buy a house non-conforming if you're a business owner with bank statements, right? That makes a big difference in getting an income on somebody who's self-employed, who writes everything off and shows no income. Right.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, it makes a difference. And truck drivers sometimes can be a problem because if they're independent, because they have a lot of expense.
Yes, they show lots of expense.
Yes,
but that's where we come. So they call me all the time. What should I do this year? This is what I did last year. I really want the house. So then our mortgage brokers or we help them to do that, and eventually all of them they buy houses. So,
that's awesome.
So that's what we are supposed to do. We are supposed to guide them.
Yes, right. That's what a good, solid guru real estate agent does, right? Their guide. And if you don't know the answer, you get them with somebody who does know the answer.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So what do you think, sorry, I just drew a blank in my head.
You want me to ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's one thing you're looking at this year you're going to take care of or tackle or that you really want to work on and improve?
So right now the focus is on team building in Michigan. That is the focus. Over here, I change my strategy every 3 to 4 months. Our real estate industry changes in India and every 3 to 4 months. And I just change the whole sales strategy and marketing strategy with that. It takes me 1 or 2 months to realize what's going on and how can I do it, how can I tackle it. But then I come out with something different. So I changed a couple of things in January, February of this year, and then March I did good business, and then April, same thing, I saw good business. So lots of prospects are coming. It's just I I need to take care of the follow-up system. So I think those two things are the main things
Okay.
I have to do it. I'm very good in follow-up, but when you get that many prospects, you need to do more. So that's what I have to do.
Right. So how are you going to find and hire people for Michigan?
Um, Same thing like transaction coordinator is the must. Means I have a very, very good experience on my TC over here. So transaction coordinator and the marketing person, and then after that I will see if I need to do a couple of agents.
Yeah.
Underneath.
You're licensed in Michigan.
I am licensed and I have Legacy Homes International in Michigan.
Okay. So you're licensed. You just have to hire the people to back you up.
Yes.
But you can't be there all the time. So you kind of are who you hire, will they be licensed agents?
Yes, so right now it will be 15 days there, 15 here, and yes, whoever I hire, they will be licensed too.
Wow,
Yes.
15.
Yes.
You must like Michigan.
Well, kind of.
What I would do is spend maybe the 3 months in the summer chilling on a lake.
Yes.
So I know you talked about Michigan. Where at Michigan?
It's Beverly Hills, Michigan, and so that area, Beverly Hills, Bloomfield Hills, it's a luxury market. So it's totally different than what I have in Indiana. So I'm going after that market over there.
Yeah. And that's all part of Detroit.
It's part of Detroit,
right?
Birmingham, Beverly Hills, and Bloomfield Hills.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. My brother-in-law is a dentist in that area.
Oh, he is.
I never can remember because they're all hills or something else.
Yes.
So I can't remember. They live in Oxford.
Oh, okay. Oxford Township.
Yeah.
Yes.
But his practice is where I guess it's Auburn Hills, because what wasn't the stadium that they tore down called Auburn or something like that? Anyway,
I'm not for sure.
Anyway, that's where he's at. So if you need a good dentist while you're up there,
yes.
let me know. My brother-in-law is a great dentist.
Hold on. And if your brother-in-law needs a good realtor, you need to pass him.
Well, he will. He probably will. When they're getting ready to retire, but for a while. And
then and if he wants to move to Florida, there you go. Oh man, this is a.
I don't think they're moving to Florida. I don't think they'll sell their house either. That's my guess. They have a beautiful house up there.
So you were talking that you've had to change the way you did business just because of the way the market's changed. Now I know you said you got into the business around 2002, right?
Yes.
So roughly 21 years. So for newer agents out there that are seeing, let's be honest, a different change in the market in the last 4 or 5 years, like a couple different shifts.
Yeah.
How often do you think roughly do you have to change your business model or practice?
So I'll say whatever has happened in last 2-3 years, I think I changed my strategy every 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, I think we used to do like 7-8 months, and then we will see, okay, now new homes are getting better, or now the interest is getting better, so you change. But last 2-3 years were so fast that we had to change with the market to survive.
Right.
Yes.
And to excel.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And you did. You did both. I really want to hear more about how you got to 10,500 followers.
So I started with my Facebook in 2009. I think it became big at that time, and just kept on adding. And then my kid said, "Oh, you are behind, mommy. There's Instagram." So then I started Instagram, and of course I was big on LinkedIn also. And then for last 3 years, my son was saying, "You are so way behind, mommy. You have to be on TikTok." And I'm like, "No, I can't do it. I don't know." And last March, he said, "You need to do it. I know you can do it." And I started it. And within 3 months, I did 100K just from TikTok. That first 3 months. And I'm like, means there's such a big market on TikTok. Facebook is gone.
Facebook is my age.
Yeah.
TikTok is the younger people.
So all the younger kids. So my son is what are they called? Millennial, right? So that's what TikTok is. All the 30s and 32, 33 who wants to buy a house, they are going on TikTok.
Yes.
So yes, so I did it. He was the big push behind me. I did it, and now they say we cannot believe. My little one says, "My mom is a TikTok queen. If I ever do any marketing or open any business, you will be my marketing person." I'm like, okay.
But isn't it funny though? Because you kind of know based on everything you do in your business, plus what's happened in social media, TikTok is big right now.
Yeah.
But you always got to keep your eye on the next thing.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why she has the kids.
Yeah, and that's why I have to
You're gonna have to have more because it's the younger ones coming up that you're gonna have to adopt.
Oh, those are grandkids. Those are grandkids.
Yeah. Well, there's a middle piece in there. Okay, the kids and then grandkids. You got this middle piece. You
Yeah,
just
you
need.
have to just open your eyes.
Yeah.
Technology is changing a lot. I mean, it's my first website. I think I built in 2006, and now the new website they made, it was totally different platform, everything different. And then my first CRM was 2009 they built, and now the CRMs are totally different. So yeah, you have to adapt the system, and you have to be with the system for this technology thing. It's just everything has changed in
Yes.
front of our eyes. Can you
Yes.
believe it?
Have you checked out talking about the change? This Chat GPT, the
Rick's all about this right now.
Chat
artificial
GPT.
intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, Chat GTP, I think is what
Chat
it is.
GTP.
Yeah,
What do they do?
it's unbelievable. If you put something in there, okay, so let's say you wanted to do marketing, but you didn't have, or you, I'll give you an example on a mortgage side, just so you can get an idea. A friend of mine did it. He put in there, he had somebody with a very low credit score. Let's say I think it was like 520. And he put in there very detailed, okay, I need a plan to get somebody from a 520 credit score to an 800 credit score in 9 months. And I needed a specific plan written out, with instructions on exactly what to do.
And you can do it.
It gave it to him.
Oh.
And he goes, I read it, and he goes, everything's on there I didn't even know you needed to do. And he's a professional. I mean, it's blown away. But that's just that is just the tip of the iceberg. It is the up and coming thing. It's gonna change our world.
So that'll be nice every morning. I just have to say, can you find me the best inventory for these kind of clients? And they just
probably would find it. Yes.
They would find me and tell me why this is better and that's not.
Yes.
Hey.
And write the ads.
So I'll have to look into it.
And write the ads for it.
Then the description of the house, you're like, man, I keep writing this thing several times. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And I don't know. Now it'll be some elaborate thing. You'd be like, oh, that looks like Shakespeare wrote that. That's good.
You got to read it because sometimes it's not accurate, but it is phenomenal. And they have a free side and a pay side. The pay side is far better, but the free side you can try it out, and it's awesome. But anyway,
so now one last time, how would somebody get a hold of you?
Call me at 317-670-1055 or go on my website legacyhomesinternational.com.
And to get a hold of Ian or I, it's hardworkingmortgageguys.com. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com. You can look up our information there and contact us, or you can call 317-672-1938. That's 317-672-1938.
And remember to subscribe to Indy's Real Estate Gurus. And also, if you know any friends, family, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, or refinance, contact Rick or I. Would be more than happy to help them.
And please follow us for more Indy's Real Estate Gurus.
Hey, and I would like to thank you, Beenu, for coming in on the show. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Thank you for having me over. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Branch NMLS number 33041. Rick Ripma's NMLS number 664589. Ian Arnold's NMLS number is 1995469. Equal housing opportunity. Some restrictions apply.